It's not often that a redshirt player in community college eventually makes his way to the NBA, and it's even less common for someone like this to get paid over $100 million in contracts within their first 5 seasons in the league. This might not even sound possible when you think about it, but what if I told you that that's just one part of NBA player Duncan Robinson's inspirational story? From a redshirt walk-on to a standout three-point shooter, Duncan Robinson has had one of the most interesting paths to the NBA, and honestly one of the most interesting careers in the league so far. And today we will be taking a deep dive into his story and how exactly it all happened. Duncan Robinson's story begins at Williams College, a small Division III school in Massachusetts, where he started as a redshirt walk-on. At this point in time, Robinson wasn't even thinking about making the league, given that there had never really been Division III players to make it to that level and succeed. Sure, there were occasionally players that started at a D3 school and then proceeded to go D1 and get drafted by the NBA, but he didn't have what it took to do that, right? Well, through hard work and more importantly a great connection with Michigan's head coach, Robinson eventually earned a spot at the University of Michigan's Division I basketball team, already exceeding what everyone thought his potential was as far as a basketball player. What makes Robinson's story even better is that he became the first player to compete in both Division I and Division III national championship games. Despite his impressive college career putting up 11 points per game and shooting nearly 43% from the three-point line, Duncan Robinson went undrafted in the 2018 NBA draft. However, his unique talent and playstyle caught the attention of the Miami Heat, who have one of the best development and scouting teams in the entire NBA. During his time in the G League, the Heat saw Robinson's raw potential to be an elite 3-and-D player, which is one of the most sought-after archetypes in the NBA. Robinson performed well in his G League minutes and private workouts with the Heat, so he signed a 2-year, $3.1 million contract with the team in 2019. This was life-changing money for Robinson, who didn't even think he'd make it to the league. And it's safe to say that this was a good investment for the Heat, because Robinson would eventually shock the league on the biggest stage. As mentioned, the Miami Heat recognized Duncan Robinson's potential and trained him to be an even more aggressive shooter from beyond the arc, teaching and building a variety of actions to get him open from 3. The Heat wanted to make Robinson into a Steph Curry type player on the offensive end, at least in regards to off-ball movement and constantly running around to get open looks. It's safe to say that the training paid off, because Duncan's 3-point shooting rate was the highest in NBA history, and in 2020 alone, he made an astounding 253 threes in just 80 games. Initially, many people underestimated Robinson's abilities, but even LeBron James himself acknowledged his skills. Duncan Robinson's shooting prowess quickly made him a valuable asset for the Miami Heat, even if he was a complete liability on the defensive side of the ball. Robinson was so good on offense that the Heat simply tried to surround him with good defenders instead of training him directly, because he was technically the source of the problem. But as Robinson's career progressed, his defensive weakness became apparent, and opponents began to exploit them. In the 2020 finals, the Lakers targeted Robinson's far from good defense, and this was a key reason as to why they were able to take home the title in 2020. Robinson at the time, to put it simply, was a very one-dimensional player. Sure, he was a flamethrower from 3, but he rarely attacked the basket and again was a traffic cone on defense. However, these issues were overlooked, likely because the Heat thought they'd be able to fix them. And in 2021, Duncan Robinson signed the biggest contract of all time for an undrafted player, taking home a 5-year, $90 million deal. At the time that this contract went down, many fans were very surprised and believed that this was an overpay for sure. Yeah, Duncan Robinson was a terrific offensive talent, but his defense was practically non-existent. The following year in 2022, Robinson's defensive weakness and declining performance limited his playing time and effectiveness in the playoffs. Despite signing a $90 million contract, his shooting efficiency declined, and teammates such as Gabe Vincent and Max Strus emerged as better shooters and, more importantly, defenders, which essentially diminished diminished Robinson's role on the team. These two players were also hungry, undrafted guys, and it was clear that they would do whatever it took to beat out Robinson for his minutes. So, after getting the biggest deal for an undrafted player in NBA history, Robinson was officially stuck riding the bench. With his struggles on both sides of the ball, suggestions arose that Duncan Robinson should be traded to a new team. Many believed that a change of scenery could reignite his form and provide him with the opportunity to play alongside players who demanded double teams, which would make his job a whole lot easier. But more so, the Heat fans wanted the franchise to get off of his massive contract. Despite the rumors, Robinson stayed on the roster, and for every valley in a career, there's a peak, because Duncan Robinson was about to bounce back and prove everyone wrong yet again. Fast forward to the present season that just passed in 2023, and Duncan Robinson found himself in a fluctuating role throughout the entire regular season. He still wasn't great on defense, so oftentimes he'd get a DMP coach's decision, simply because he was being outplayed by Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. However, injuries to Heat guards Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo opened up an opportunity for him to shine in the 2023 NBA playoffs. Robinson's playoff contributions this year were nothing short of remarkable. He re-established himself as one of the league's best three-point shooters, shooting an ultra-efficient 44.5% from beyond the arc. His resolve, confidence, and ability to persevere were key factors in his resurgence, not to mention that he took every opportunity handed to him in the playoffs and ran with it. It is very gratifying. I think the biggest aspect of it is just developing the resolve and confidence and knowing that you can go through stretches where you feel like nothing has gone your way. Your back is against the wall and nothing can kind of break for you, and you can still find a way to get out there and persevere. Duncan Robinson's three-point shooting has been at the center of the Miami Heat's playoff success and miraculous finals run as an 8th seed. He has once again become a crucial part of the team's hot shooting from beyond the arc, and as we watch Robinson thrive in the playoffs, it's clear that his talent and determination have propelled him back into the spotlight. He has proven that no matter the obstacles, with the right mindset and opportunity, a player can bounce back and reach new heights. And after his playoff run, he said it best. When you look at my career, I've had a lot of setbacks. It's kind of like the story of my career, to be honest. Setbacks followed by breakthroughs followed by setbacks. I think I've learned over time to just trust it and know that the journey is not linear. Anyone who tells you that it is wrong or straight up lying to you. If you can embrace these moments, those kind of downturns, the reward waiting on the other side is well worth it. Robinson's story serves as a reminder that setbacks are just temporary, and with resilience, hard work, and a change in circumstances, dreams can become a reality. Duncan probably didn't think he'd make it to the NBA or be benched after signing a $90 million contract. But regardless, he didn't give up or let the obstacles stop him from reaching his full potential. And hey, who knows, maybe down the road, we look at Duncan as one of the best shooters in NBA history. At this point, based on his story, it wouldn't even be a big surprise.